You'll notice I don't leave it alone, do I? The narcissist is an outcast and a creeper. They're really sad and pathetic creatures. Everything they are, well, the thing is they aren't. They aren't at all. They're virtually non-existent. They're chameleons. They basically take on the form of whoever they're around. You like that? I like that too. I am you. You see, I'm there. And they have a very hard time actually fitting in general with other crowds, especially bigger crowds. I mean, they might be able to put on a show, but ultimately when they get their source of supply, they isolate it. They can get away from family, that person away from family and friends and move it away, maybe across the country, maybe into an area where they're no longer exposed to people. The narcissist does not want their supply to have outside influence. They want themselves to be the only influence so they can control their prey. Predator prey. But they are very dysfunctional because they're not real people, because they have to constantly create these false personalities or live through celebrities or name drop. They don't relate to other people. Remember, other people are objects. I don't go into a garage full of tools and assimilate to that. I'm not one of them. I don't understand these things are just tools, nothing else. And that's why when a narcissist sees people with high social intelligence and emotional intelligence interacting between each other, that's foreign to them. They're like, that is why the narcissist, at least mine, always had this confused look on his face. Like, he'd try to meet somebody, and he had to put on the image that he was a great guy, with great social skills, but he'd always look pained and confused. Ernesto! Yard! And you're like, well, this guy's really off. There's something off about him. Certain people around me say, I always knew something was really off about that guy. And my sister referred to my ex-narc as a creeper. She was, the guy's a creeper. Now, my sister's a really nice girl. She's never mean to anybody. And she was never mean to this person, but she's just like, there's something about that guy that gives me the creeps. The way he looks, the way he talks, the way he... and she could smell it. She could smell it a mile away, and I don't know why I never did. Because I mistakenly... I was the target. Nobody else was the target, so I guess I got duped. But other people could say something was wrong. My dad made the comment, that guy's freaking weird. My mom's like, that guy's off. And my sister's like, he's a creeper. And my friend Mark, my best friend growing up, still my best friend, we love you too, Matt. You're right in there with us, you're brothers, it's not a peeing contest. You're both my best buds. He's like, that guy was nuts. He goes, I knew that guy was nuts from the day I saw him. I knew this guy was nuts. He was very, childish and gets his way. And my friend Mark was like, oh, I will not put up with that crap. So he knew to hit the road. And of course, my friend Mark, who is just freaking awesome as all get. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better friend. This guy is beast mode. He still rubs it in my face and goes, I told you. Now, he's not doing this to be mean or to rub it in like in a cruel way. He's doing it more because he likes to play, and that's his sense of humor. And we give each other a lot of crap because that's what buds do, right? They mock each other and stuff like that. But the point was he had seen it a long time ago. And he's a really honest guy. I mean, he's very, very good at persuading people. He'd be a good salesman. But he's a good guy, and he could see something was wrong. So everybody saw it but me. A lot of times other people see it but the target. But sometimes people will see it, and then sometimes the narc is very good at duping other people. But nonetheless, even if he dupes everybody in the room, he's still not one of these inferior insects. He doesn't understand their cockroach mind. So as a result, as they're foreign to him, he's foreign to them. That's why he's weird and doesn't quite fit in with the masses. He sees them as inferior. Social interactions, happiness, these are weakness. So that's why, because social interactions and, pleasantries and people getting along and people respecting each other is so inferior to his brilliant mind or whatever, or so beneath him, whatever, if it's a somatic narcissist, he comes across, when he tries to fit in to get his prey, he comes across as a real creeper, a real lunatic, because he doesn't relate to these inferior insects and these, quote, inferior insects that we classically refer to as human beings, know that something's wrong with this guy. This guy, they might not be able to put their finger on it, but there's a weird look in his eye, or a weird demeanor, or he's hypersensitive, or he snarls and drools, and something, they know something's wrong. When I met my narc, he had literally no friends. There was nobody. He was always by himself. I mean, we'd see him in the music store by himself, walking around on his toes, and I'd walk on my toes too. But, you know, this bald head sticking out, yarg, yarg, always looking confused. Yes, yarg. But he had no friends. And now that he ditched all his, quote, friends, remember, we're objects, he has no friends now. I mean, he'll try to socially interact with people if they're around his new source of supply. But interestingly enough, he took his source of supply and moved it far away from on the other end of the country from her family and from his family so that they can be isolated. That way he will get his extracts from the vitamin from the fruit that he has ripped from the tree and stolen, you see. But there's no friendships. Not ever seen him in a picture anywhere with a friend. Because remember, they don't have any. Human beings are foreign. And I'll do another video on how human beings are, how the narcissist hates humanity. They really do. They are haters of humanity. Humanity is weak. Humanity is shit. Humanity is disgusting because of their own personal unhappiness or self-groveling and self-loathing. Humanity must be punished in the name of science or whatever. Yeah, so they're creepers. Narcissists really are just weirdos and creepers. You just don't understand my brilliant mind. No, I just don't. I think you're a sick person, period. Do you have any sun particles? It never gets better with these guys.